Hello and welcome back to the end of season review and transfer window as we head into season number 3, just staving off relegation with the last day victory over Corn. Let's have a look at this season review. Firstly, the new arrivals, only 2 players averaging over a 7. Brandon Taverner averaging a 7.03, 18 goals, 3 assists from 36 games, 27 starts, and Lewis Talek with 20 games, 14 starts, 2 goals, 1 assist, 7.18 rating. All the rest average 6.84, 6.83, 6.7, 6.76, 6.67. William Putt, who only played 6 games, averaged 6.62. That's what he was there for as a backup left back. And the competition's out at the first stage against Mansfield United 2-0. I think there was a goal either side of half time there. And the FA Trophy out in the first qualifying round against Barton Town. We lost that game 1-0 in extra time. Moments to remember: 5-1 victory over Chase Town. 2 goals from Lewis Talek, 1 from Fenton, 1 from Lewis Clements, 1 from Key Douglas. The match to remember was a 3-0 victory in the reverse fixture against Chase Town, Brandon Taverner getting the hat-trick. And the goal of the season was Lewis Clements' 85th minute goal and a 3-2 defeat to Hal Zoen. We're going to have a look at that now. And as goal, Clements takes the ball down, goes past his man on the outside on the right side, and a great finish over the goalkeeper off the underside of the bar. It was to know about it, was a 3-2 defeat. And the finances, sponsorship stayed the same, 1.87k. Broadcast revenue was 0. Corporate hospitality went down slightly. Competition prize money went down quite a bit. Obviously, we had no cup run at all. Last season, I think we made the second round of the FA Trophy. This year, we got knocked out at the first qualifying stage. Match day commercial retail was down, but the total merchandise sales, I think, have doubled. I think they were about 150 last year, up to 352. So that's a positive sign. And the best 11 for the season. I mean, you look at that, only 1 player averaged over a 7. I think that says all it needs to say. Best 11, Piper in goal, Campbell, Obama Kimwa and Sunbu Anakin. Reese in front of them, Flitcroft and Douglas, Benson one side and Zembla the other, and Taverner up front. Accolades for the season: Fans player of the season was Brandon Taverner, that's no surprise. Young player of the season was Lewis Clements, that one is a little bit of a surprise. Lewis Talek was signing of the season. Goal of the season was Lewis Clements, as we've just saw. Top goal scorer Brandon Taverner with 18. Netherlands Zembla top assist maker with 6. Most player of the match awards was Brandon Taverner with 4. Highest average rating, Brandon Taverner. Most passes completed per 90 minutes, once again, was Key Douglas. Also off Campbell, we asked for a senior affiliate and the board have accepted it, which came as a bit of a surprise to me. So hopefully we can use this to our advantage and get some players in on loan that aren't going to cost us anything and help us progress on this 14th place finish this season. Budgets are in for next season: £3,500 of wage budget, which frees up over £1,000 to bring in new players. A lot more than I was expecting. I didn't think we'd get much of an increase this season, but we have. And that should allow us a lot of space to bring in players. I've already got an idea of who I want to keep and who I want to get rid of. There has been some contracts handed out to some of the players. I'll let you know in the coming days if they've been accepted or not. A few players that we haven't added contracts to, that includes the like of Netherlands Zembla is someone that we haven't offered a contract to. Jack Edwards is someone else that we haven't offered a contract to. William Putt also we haven't offered a contract to. I think they're the notable names that we haven't decided to keep on for next season. First bit of business done. Zach Pianim, we had an offer coming from Glossop. We've accepted it. He's on £130 a week. He's 23 years old. He had a really poor season last season. 6.69 average at centre back. Started 12 games, came on a sub in 10. I feel like it's an area that we can really improve on. I feel like it's an area that we need to improve on. I feel like we were blessed with Casey Allen in the first season and we never really replaced him last season. I think Zach Pianin, we tried, didn't quite work, so we'll try again next season. Other news: Matthew Fenton's committed his future. Nick Saunders committed his future. He's one of our better youth players. The contract was up this season. I don't know if he'll ever make it, but like I say, one of our better youth players whose contract was coming up, so he's the only youth player that I've renewed. Key Douglas has committed his future, and Campbell's also committed his future, £65 a week. I thought it was a simple deal to make. And another 1-year deal offered, £350 a week, with the wage budget of 3.5k. Jobs to fight bravely against relegation and then continue becoming established. We want to be ahead of that schedule. Obviously, I don't want to spend 5 years in this division, so we're going to accept it. And we're in for another season. First signing in of the summer is Toby Reyes, a 21-year-old centre-back from Belper. He played 36 games for Belper last season, which says to me that he was an important part of their squad. He played 6.78, got 6 assists. I mean, it's not a great rating, but hopefully being managed by me and not the AI means he can have a better season. Stats wise, heading's okay, his jumping reach is pretty good, his natural fitness is excellent, pace is okay, strength is a little bit questionable at 6'4" and nearly 14 stone. Agility is good, his position is good, decision making is good, his marking is pretty good, his tackling is good. If we can just improve him a little bit aerially, I think we've got a really good centre back on our hands. Next signing in through the door is this guy, Diego Di Girolamo. He's a 27-year-old Italian. Some decent physicals, mentals are okay in the areas that we need it. Crossing's a bit poor, dribbling's good, first touch is good, his passing's okay, and his technique's pretty good. He has come in from Buxton. He's been around a bit: Sheffield United, York, Northampton, Bristol City, Cheltenham, Chesterfield, Maxfield, and more recently Buxton, where he's played quite a lot of games for them: 37, 26 and 41. Last season he got 10 goals. He got 21 goals a couple of seasons ago for Buxton. If you can find that kind of form for us, that would be absolutely fantastic. Like I say, he can play in multiple positions. I'm not sure if we'll use him as a striker. In terms of playing on the left-hand side, obviously we've got Connor Benson and Nick Jackson, who are two young lads. At least he gives us a little bit more experience. He comes in on a pay-per-play deal, which is not the sort of thing I want to be giving out, but in this instance, I'm not sure how long he's going to be around. I'm not sure how good he's going to be. I didn't really want to tie him down to a 1 or 2 year deal and then find out that he's actually not as good as maybe I first thought. A few more signings through the door. We've signed Jay Rollins, who is a winger, can also play up front. He can play on the right hand side of that midfield. A lot of whites, good determination, good flair, good work rate, which I think is something that we need. We need players that are going to work for the team. Natural fitness is 11, pace and stamina 8 and 9, strength is 9. Again, for this level, decent numbers, nothing that really jumps off the page. Technique of 8, penalty taking 8, maybe we've got a decent penalty taker. First touch of 9, dribbling of 8, crossing of 7. Like I say, not great numbers, they don't stand out massively, but looks solid all round for this level. And the other player brought in is Era Jackson Jr., who is someone else who can play on the right wing or up front. Good physicals, determination is good, his work rate again is okay. Dribbling of 9, his crossing's a little bit low, his finishing's good at 9. And he's another player. And we just didn't have enough creativity last season, and I've kind of gone a little bit overboard with these forward players, I think, at the moment. But I think we're going to start having to flush some players out and maybe send a couple of the youngsters out on loan if anyone wants them, because we need to now make this squad better and have a little bit more experience in it. Next player into the club is Charlie Williams, 17-year-old centre midfielder. Technicals are not great. Marking a 6, passing a 6, tackling a 7, technique of 8. Saving in that ball-winning midfield role. Physicals look pretty good, pretty steady. 6 foot central midfielder. Determination, decision making, vision, work rate are all pretty good. The worry is the concentration at 1, but he's a backup. He's on £50 a week. I think he's an improvement to the depth of the squad. A little bit of nothing news. We've agreed a 2-year deal worth £4,400 per year, up from the previous 1.87k per year on our new kit sponsorship. So that's good news financially for us. Fixtures released for the new season. We start the season away at Wisbech. We end the season away in a local derby against Bedworth. Before the Wisbech game, we will have the FA Cup game, undoubtedly. Wisbech, we played twice on camera last season, so I don't know if we'll do that one again, if we'll just miss it out. We had a couple of mixed results against them. Season preview: Grantham are favourites 5-6, no clear favourites like Corn last season. We are 9th, 15-1. A couple of more signs could make us a top 6 contender. And that's where we want to be this season. We want to be pushing towards those playoff places, top 5, top 6, and really starting to build and look for promotion up to tier 7. Another new signing to the club: 22-year-old Tom Warren, left back, comes in. Best left back at the club, because I don't class Samuel Nsumbu, he's more of a centre back. Better than Campbell, better than William Putt. Definite upgrade on William Putt, who is out of contract in the next week. Good numbers all round, good solid numbers. 12 tackling, 12 leadership, 11 positioning, 13 natural fitness. Strength again a little bit questionable, 5'7", 10 stone. But he looks promising all round, 5-star potential. Hopefully he can fill some of that out. But he is 22, so there isn't a lot of room for improvement, I don't think. So, 30th of June, 13 players released, 4 first teamers, Johnny Gorman, Jack Edwards, Neville Zembla and William Putt have all gone, 9 youth team players also gone. Frees up a little bit of money, we got £350 in the wage budget. We'll have a quick look at the squad and see where these last places are that we need to improve. I think the squad does look a lot better than it did last season, but we just need to see what we can get. News that I never wanted to announce. Lewis Clements has publicly announced that he may move under the Bosman ruling at the end of his contract. He came in, he scored 30 goals in 37 games, scored 7 in 27 last year, struggled with the step up. He did make a lot of substitute appearances, 15 off the bench, 12 starts, compared to the season before where he made 35 starts, 33 in 44 in all competitions, last season 7 in 29. I don't really want him to go, but it's going to be difficult to keep him. If Taverner can score 20 goals a season regularly, it's going to be hard for him to find his place back into the team. I mean, stats-wise, for what I want him to do, his finishing is good. His first touch is pretty poor. We knew that 2 seasons ago. Concentration and decision-making are poor. Teamwork's good. His work rate's okay. His stamina's pretty good. His pace is pretty good. His physicals all round, apart from his strength, are good. Composure is good, which is really telling in some of the situations he gets himself into. I think if Brandon Taverner does struggle this season, I think he's going to get a lot more game time. And it's kind of to prove to both him and to me whether he can cut it at higher levels. I really want him to. I want him to be a key point of this save. I want him to be here in 4 or 5 years' time when we're, pushing into the Football League and still being a striker that can score goals for me. But that's a problem. He wants out. He wants more game time. I probably made the mistake with going with a full-time contract as early as I did. But when someone scores you 30 plus goals in a season, you kind of got to make a decision there and then. In terms of striker, he's down to 6th best striker at the club, and I know we don't play Connor Benson as striker, and we've got no intention of playing these 3 guys as striker either. It's a worry. I really don't want to lose him. I'm hoping to give him more game time this season, but if Brandon Taverner starts the season on form and starts scoring goals, he's not going to play. That's the top and bottom of it. We have offered him out on loan. No one's been interested. I wanted to get him some more game time and hopefully get him a new contract, because his contract is up at the end of this coming season. But we'll have to look. We'll have to wait and see. It's a big moment because he's a player that I really don't want to lose. He's a player that I want to keep in this squad for at least the next couple of seasons. So we are back for pre-season. All our business is virtually done. The goalkeeper situation is something that I am looking at closely. Apart from that, I'm not 100% sure whether I want to bring in another striker or an attacking midfielder just yet. But goalkeeper is definitely something that I've spent at least the last half an hour looking at, trying to work out who is the best option to bring in, comparing the 3 goalkeepers I got on trial, comparing them with Morgan Piper, trying to work out which one strengthens the team better. I'll just give you a quick look at what I've done in terms of the goalkeeper situation. So Mac Boyd is the guy that I have decided to make an offer for. So comparing him with Morgan Piper, shot stopping's better, distribution's better, aerially is better, eccentricity, not overly bothered by. The communication is better, the mental's the same. A little bit slower and a little bit less physical. That's the only issue I've got there. But the main thing is the shot stopping, the distribution, and aerially, and the communication I'm very happy with. I think that is a definite upgrade. And the only other one I was sort of contemplating was Ellis Craven. Now, them two compared to one another, Mac Boyd trumps him on distribution and aerially. 13 eccentricity, which I'm curious, but no, I'll leave that alone. Again, better communication, mentally and speed. Ellis Craven is better, but I think what I want a good shot stopper. I want someone who can distribute the ball well, someone who's good, can come for crosses, good aerially, and someone who will talk to the defence. And I think Mac Boyd fits the bill with all of those. So that's the guy I've offered for. I have offered £180 a week, obviously part-time contract. Hopefully we can get him over the line, and that will be a big signing this summer for us. So 3 of the new players, 3 of the attacking players, have pulled me into the office. They're not happy with the squad depth. Apparently you're not happy. We need help at centre-back and we need it now. Okay, I thought we were okay at centre-back. I'm going to make a promise and we'll try and do some transfer business. Let's make them happy. So, looks like we're looking for a centre-back. Wasn't top of my priorities, but so be it. And Mac Boyd is into the club, 18-year-old goalkeeper, 3.5-star current ability. We looked at some of his numbers when we were comparing them. 13 kicking, 12 handling, 11 aerial reach, 10 communication, 13 reflexes, 13 decision, 11 jumping reach, 11 natural fitness, which I'm not sure is a big thing with goalkeepers. I'm not entirely sure. 8 positioning, which is okay. Concentration 7, again, okay. One-on-ones 8. I suppose that would be pretty good for this level. He came through the ranks at Bristol City, never played a first team game for them. And he comes into the club and he will be our first choice goalkeeper. So Lewis Hutchins is through the door. 3.5-star centre back, £140 a week, 18 years of age. We compared all the centre backs. Best one that we could get in. He is a similar level to Samuel and Sumbu. Good natural fitness, good pace, good agility, good acceleration. His speed, his positioning, his decision making, and his heading were all key factors in why we brought him in. He can play in a defensive midfield role if that would be required this season. I don't think it will be. He comes in and will probably be in that first choice centre back partnership with Samuel and Sumbu. I think it makes us a hell of a lot stronger. Hugo Jenkinson comes into the club, another centre back, 20 years of age, 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Again, physical is pretty good. He's good where we need him to be. Positioning 8, concentration 8, bravery 8, anticipation 7, aggression 11, heading 10. I say 6'1" centre back who can jump and can head the ball at this level. I think that's what we were missing last season. Too many small centre backs. Too many centre backs that weren't good aerially. So he comes in. He possibly will be first choice. Looks like we might have to let a couple of players go. Make a little bit more room in the wage budget. But Hugo Jenkinson comes in on a 1-year deal. So in the last little search of signings, we've signed Sam Bagan, 18 years old, 3-star right back and left back. Decent physicals, can't jump to save his life. He's 5'5", so he is a little on the small side. Marking's okay, passing's okay, tackling and technique are pretty good. Crossing, don't expect too much in the overlaps. I've really had a torrid time trying to find fullbacks that can cross in this save. Mentals are okay for the most part. Composure, concentration, decision making, while not brilliant, are decent. 12 aggression, that could be a slight worry. And down here, positioning, teamwork, vision, work rate, all 7s. Again, not something that stands out, but good solid numbers all round. And he comes in, play left back, play right back. And I think that versatility is going to be key this season. Also, you may have spied, the draw for the FA Cup is today. And for the 3rd season in a row, I have to try and say extra preliminary round. Bit of a tongue tie. Let's look at the draw for this and let's see if we get anyone beatable this season. Let's just draw all teams and let's scroll down and we have a away tie against Highworth. Highworth play in the Hellenic Football League Premier Division. It's 208th in the competition reputations. Actually, it's the league that Mangotsfield United won last year. So they're 208th. So where do we come? We're 177th. So it's a team below us. Should be an opportunity to progress. But as we've just seen, we lost against a team in the same division last season. So I don't hold out a lot of hope for that. But we'll see. New striker into the club. Oscar Massey comes in, 19-year-old striker, 3.5-star current ability. He is formerly our Plymouth and Birmingham Heath. He got 16 goals for Birmingham Heath last season. And stats-wise, we're going to probably be playing him as a pressing forward on attack. So he's finishing his 9, his first touch is 9, his dribbling is 14, which is fantastic for this level. 11 heading, 11 jumping reach. Stamina is 7 and strength is 6, maybe slightly on the low side. His natural fitness is 11, his acceleration is 11. Leadership, off the ball, flair, all pretty good. Teamwork and work rate, while not brilliant, are okay. He comes in, he is classed as the best striker at the club. Probably will start as the main striker. He does look like 10 years old, so that's not great. But, well, one thing I didn't check, 6'2" as well. So he's 6'2", over 12 stone, and he looks like a kid. So maybe he'll mature into a really good player. We've got him in on a 2-year deal, £150 a week, and that is a massive, massive signing for us, I think. And we'll just double check with that. We're now up to 4th. Grantham have dropped into 2nd in the season preview. We're up to 4th, 4-1. And it says to me 1 or 2 more signings, maybe 1 more signing, and we could be one of the top 2 favourites to get promoted this season. And that is a massive step up, and it shows that we have really made the right signings, and it shows that when you take a little bit of extra care in what you're trying to do and not try and rush anything, because you've got plenty of time. We finished the season at the end of April. You've got plenty of time until August to get the signings. You've got 4 months, and it clearly shows that when you take that time and get the right players, the game thinks that you are going to be a force to be reckoned with. So we bring the episode to a close there. A lot of signings done. Very happy with how the team looks for this season. A few players remain. This will probably be the 11 that goes into the cup tie against Highworth. And we're going to bring the episode to a close there. I think it's been a great episode in terms of the players that we've brought in. I think the squad looks so strong going into this season. And if you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time as we get into season number 3.